at least 100 ways to win on MSC. When the LA Dodgers or the Cubs are in town, we'll be knocking them all down to the ground. Come on, with the Brewers, we're having a ball on MSC. Come on, the Brewers are on MSC.
Live from Atlanta, opening day 1998, featuring the six-time National League Eastern Division champion Atlanta Braves and the newest entry to the National League, your Milwaukee Brewers. And welcome to Turner Field in Atlanta. Matt Vasgersian and Bill Schroeder, glad to be back along with you this year for 130 Brewer telecasts. And a historic opening day this is, my friend, as the Brewers enter the National League. Always history, always pomp and circumstance, always significance with opening day. But this year, perhaps more significant for the Brewers and for the National League than any other opening day in Brewer history.
I'll tell you, talk to the players about going to the National League. They don't want to hear about it. It's baseball as usual. It's you, me, and you, and it's everybody else talking about the National League. The players don't care. The number one thing that they're excited about, spring training's finally over. It was a miserable spring training for the Brewers. Offensively, they did okay, but the pitching was really a problem. I don't see that being a problem going into the season. You flip the switch on opening day, particularly when you're in Atlanta.
So today is the first day in the history of the National League Milwaukee Brewers, and they will open their tenure as a National League club here in Atlanta against the winningest team in baseball over the past 7 years, against the winningest pitcher and perhaps the best of our lifetimes over the past 6 years, right-hander Greg Maddux.
Look at Greg Maddux. All those starts. He has never been on the disabled list. It doesn't get any harder for the Milwaukee Brewers. You switch leagues, you go to their best and get it over with right away. Cal Eldred has had some control problems, has had some injury problems. Talking to Mike Matheny in spring training, he's got his velocity back, and that's the key for Cal.
Right into the lion's mouth for the Brewers here this afternoon against Maddux and the Braves in the National League. It is an historic afternoon here at Atlanta. We're glad to have you with us. Do stay with us. A conversation with the skipper, Phil Garner, when Bill and I return right after this. Today, partner, by a friend of yours.
There he is, Don Sutton, finally elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, winner of over 300 baseball games. Good to see Don on the field during batting practice, and it's got to be a big day for him. What do you think?
Absolutely. On opening day, 1998. Starting lineup for the Brewers looks like this on opening day. Fernando Vina at second base to lead things off for the Brewers. Jeff Cirillo in the two-hole batting at third base. At first base, hitting third is John Jaha. Batting cleanup today, it'll be right fielder Jeremy Burnitz. Marquise Grissom in center field, bats number 5. Shortstop Jose Valentin coming off of a wonderful spring, bats number 6. In left, it's Mark Newfield in the 7-hole. Catching is Mike Matheny hitting 8th. And the pitcher, Cal Eldred, rounds out the lineup for the Brew Crew today.
Well, the defense for the National League champion, I should say National League East champion, Atlanta Braves. Klesko Andrew Jones in center field, Michael Tuckler in right. Chipper Jones, Al Weiss, Walt Weiss, Graffinino, and Andres Galarraga round out the infield. Eddie Perez doing the catching for Greg Maddux this year. What else do you have to say about Greg Maddux? He is probably the best in the business.
You could really overwhelm a fan with all the numbers that Greg Maddux has put together over the past number of seasons. A perennial Cy Young Award-winning candidate. He is the only man in history to win 4 of them back-to-back-to-back-to-back. A wonderful record does Maddux bring into this opening day start, and he's awfully tough on opening day. He's tough at this ballpark. He's tough in the daytime. He's tough on natural grass.
We get the point, right?
I guess so. Umpires for this afternoon's opening day affair. It is Bruce Fremming, the Milwaukee native behind home plate, Larry Vanover, Mark Hirschbeck, and Eric Gregg, first to third, a veteran umpiring crew on this opening day here in Atlanta. The weather, 77 degrees. It's humid. This is July-like weather down here in the South on opening day here, March 31. And a little bit of a breeze blowing as we start play here today. So Vina, Cirillo, and Jaha to get the ball rolling here in 98. Saw Fernando's numbers from last year. Hit 279 in the spring. Stole a few bases. And the first pitch in 98 by Greg Maddux is what else? A strike on the corner.
Fernando is going to be the leadoff hitter, at least in the beginning of the season. Try and get on base for the Boppers coming behind. You see his spring hampered a little bit by a hamstring injury and a groin.
Swing and a miss to 0-2. One of the things that has made Greg Maddux so successful over the years is that he gets ahead of you so quickly.
He doesn't walk many guys, only 20 walks and over 230 innings pitched. You've got to beat him. He doesn't beat himself.
Vina with a shot towards the gap in right center. Tucker and Jones are there. The ball hangs up for Andrew Jones, one away.
Andrew Jones taking over for Kenny Lofton, who went back to the Cleveland Indians. Fine young prospect. Really hasn't been able to put up the numbers that the Braves would like him to, but really covers a lot of ground in center field.
One gone for Cirillo now. Jeff coming off of a great spring. One down, nobody aboard. We are just underway from Atlanta.
The one thing you want to watch as you admire what Greg Maddux is able to do with the baseball as he throws it to home plate. He really works the corners. You very rarely see Maddux get too much at home plate. When you see Eddie Perez right on the corner, he's not going to miss it a whole lot. Not overpowering. Doesn't have that exceptional breaking ball. Pretty good changeup, but he knows how to pitch.
1-1 to Cirillo. A shot back up the middle. There's a base hit. So Cirillo aboard with one down here in the first.
Well, Cirillo coming off a great spring, really making good contact. Phil Garner decided to put him in the number 2 hole. Was slated during the offseason for Cirillo to hit down in the order, but the way he can use that bat, a slider up in the strike zone and bangs it right up the middle, just what you want to do. Good start for Cirillo. And I'll tell you, get that first hit out of the way in your first at bat, and I'll tell you that opening day becomes a lot more pleasant. So they say.
Here's John Jaha now with Cirillo aboard and one away. Now, so much about this game, so much about this season is novelty to the Brewers. And when you look down career numbers, there are only 3 guys on the Brewers roster that have had so many as one at bat against Greg Maddux. And one of them, Darren Jackson, is on the disabled list. To 1-1 on JJ. This is what we saw right before the opening pitch was thrown. An American bald eagle flying onto its mark at home plate. And with that, we got the 98 season underway officially. Nice ceremony.
Yeah, it was very impressive. You bet. Well, you mentioned that the Brewers have not seen Greg Maddux a whole lot. We're going to be talking about that pretty much the entire first half of the season as we make our way into each and every ballpark and as teams come into County Stadium.
Count to 2-1 on Jaha as Maddux misses low.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's a big disadvantage for the Brewer players, but it's equally frustrating for the opposition. Not too many players on the Brewers have faced Greg Maddux or any of the National Leaguers for that matter. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Cirillo running on 2-1, and Jaha fouls it away. Well, the same, of course, can be said for Brewer opponents. Greg Maddux, in particular, a guy who likes to study the opposition. He and Oral Hershiser have had that reputation for years, really students of the art of pitching. Maddux has been known to watch videotape of an opponent for up to 10 hours the night before a first game of a series. And certainly he was not without videotape for the Brewers, but has not had a live look at these guys.
Well, and ordinarily he'll go through tapes on guys that he's faced 100 times or 50 times. Imagine how much time he got in front of the TV in the last couple of weeks.
Here's a 2-2 to Jaha. That one's fouled away as well.
And the book on Greg Maddux is he doesn't like to come inside a whole lot on right-handed hitters, and he stayed predominantly outside on Jaha. And if you know that as a hitter, you look out there. Of course, you're supposed to look outside all the time. And I'd like to come inside on righties, very rarely.
Jeremy Burnett's waiting on deck behind Jaha. The next 2-2 home to him is in for a called strike 3. Quick throw down to first is not in time to double off Cirillo. So 2 away as Jaha swings and misses.
That looked like a changeup by Maddox that time, and Jaha was able to fight off a couple of tough fastballs on the outside corner. That changeup really dropped off the table. Watch the pitch as it gets to Jaha. Watch it drop. Where'd it go? Yeah, that fooled John. And Vini almost got picked off.
So it is Burnett's now.
I should say Cirillo. Thank you, partner.
We haven't done this in a while, you know that?
Yeah, feels good though, huh?
It feels great. Trying to think of just exactly what I did for the past 5 months.
Reading your media guides and
oh yeah,
studying the wire. I'm
always sure. Studying, always.
Yeah.
To 2-0 on Burnett's. Jeremy had a pretty good spring. There you see the spring power numbers were in check. 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in.
Jeremy signed a nice 4-year contract extension during the offseason. Very happy man coming into camp this year.
Cirillo running on 2-0 home to Burnett's. It misses it in tight. Knocked down by Maddox on the throw down to second. That'll be scored as a stolen base for Cirillo.
Well, pretty good jump by Cirillo. You don't normally run a whole lot on Maddox. Let's see what happens to Eddie Perez here. It looks like he didn't have a good grip. That ball just slipped out of his hands. Oh, Maddox got a piece of it. Eddie Perez didn't put much on that baseball. Maddox thought it was coming back to him and got a piece of it.
I don't know if you'll ever see that again with Greg Maddox on the mound. He is one of the best defensive pitchers in all of baseball. 3-0 home to Burnett's is in for a strike. Won his 8th consecutive Gold Glove Award last year.
Well, he's such a good fielder. He's able to field throws to second. Not too bad. Quick.
So it's 3-1 on Burnett's, looking for a base hit here to drive home the game's first run. Scoreless top of the first with 2 away and a man aboard for the Brewers. And there's ball 4. A rare walk issued by Maddox.
Well, they say if you're going to get the great ones, you get them early. And if you're going to get them early in the season, why not get them early in the baseball game? Only 20 walks last year from Maddox. There's one today.
Well, listen to the great ovation for a fan favorite here in Atlanta. Atlanta's own Marquise Grissom. A couple of ducks on the pond for him here. Cirillo at second, Burnett's at first, and the first pitch is rocked into the stands.
I'm not sure exactly who had more media attention today, Marquise Grissom or Hank Aaron. I got to believe Aaron had him by a couple or two. You bet. Fan favorite, good guy. He's going to mean a lot to this ball club this year.
Hit on the ground to the left side. Backhanded in the hole by Walt Weiss. Throw into second is in time to cut down Burnett's. And despite a couple of base runners, Greg Maddox avoids any damage by the Brewers in the top of the first.
No, I don't need vinyl siding. This is an apartment. I can't get away from these salesmen.
I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim. This is for you.
Well, make sure you deal with a pro.
Like your GMC dealer. It's closer than you think. Here, let's take a look.
Right now, get a GMC Sierra regular cab with low 1.9% APR GMAC financing and average finance savings of $25.61. See your southeastern Wisconsin GMC dealer today.
Oh, no, look at it.
Yeah, for now.
Both these men have athlete's foot. But only one used Desinex, the soothing cure. Desinex has a dual-action formula that calms the itching and cools the burning. And Desinex is clinically proven to kill the fungus dead. So your feet feel good while they heal. Got athlete's foot? Get dual-action Desinex, the soothing cure.
Fans, the Amoco Come On Back Club Card returns for another season of free Brewers tickets. Drive into your local participating Amoco station to receive your Amoco Come On Back Club Card. Then fill your car with 8 or more gallons of gas 5 times to receive a free upper grandstand ticket, good for one of 5 Brewers games. Stop into your local Amoco station and pick up your Amoco Come On Back Club Card today.
Well, nothing for the Brewers in the top of the first, despite a couple of base runners against right-hander Greg Maddux. And it's time for the Atlanta Braves to go to work in front of their home faithful here at sold-out Turner Field. This is how the Braves line up against Cal Eldred. Walt Weiss, recently imported over here from Denver, leads off at shortstop. Tony Graffinino at second base, bats in the 2-hole. Third baseman Chipper Jones bats number 3. Another Denver import, first baseman Andres Galarraga bats cleanup today. Left fielder Ryan Klesko hits number 5. And right, it's former Royal Michael Tucker in the 6th spot. Catching is Eddie Perez batting 7th. Andre Jones in center bats 8th. And in the 9th spot, it is pitcher Greg Maddux.
And for the Brewers defensively, Newfield, Grissom, and Burnitz in the outfield. Cirillo, Valentin, Vini, and Jaha around the horn. Mike Matheny doing the catching, and he'll be behind the plate for right-hander Cal Eldred today.
That's a look at Cal's season last year. The biggest victory for Cal last season, the innings pitched, 202, the most innings he had worked since the arm surgery, since the reconstructive Tommy John surgery, and the most innings he had worked since 1993. Coincidentally, that's when he last started an opening day for the Brewers.
Now, that entire season last year for Cal was a big struggle. Not a whole lot of arm problems as far as pain, but didn't have the arm strength. That's changed this year. That spring has come back, and that velocity's back for Cal. That's going to make a big difference.
Spring numbers for Walt Weiss. Changed uniforms quite a bit over the past number of years. Came up with Oakland, an American League Rookie of the Year award winner. Good seasons with the A's.
Got some big shoes to fill. Jeff Blauser is over with the Chicago Cubs. Walt Weiss, a pretty good glove man at shortstop.
1-2 home from Cal. Just misses high and away. But this Braves club not without its share of change as well. Things have stayed in check as far as their starting rotation, and why not? It's the best in the business. Here's a 2-2 home to Weiss. That one misses low. But changes at shortstop and at first base. Andres Galarraga taking over for Fred McGriff. He's fouled away. Count to 3-2. And as you mentioned, Jeff Blauser going to the Cubs, and it's this man, Walt Weiss, wearing yet another uniform.
Pretty good opportunity to see postseason play. I was talking to Gerald Williams before the ball game. He's on the Atlanta Braves ball club. Excited to be with Atlanta.